Thank you for joining me here at Sci-Fi Fans. I'm your host Wayne. In this particular episode I'm going to be talking to you about the 1990s animation series X-Men. It's one of my favourite animated series from the 90s, and indeed probably I would say my favourite animated series regarding superheroes. I did enjoy Spider-Man, and Batman's pretty cool too, but for me it's X-Men, and I think that reason for that is because of the character that we see behind me, and that is Wolverine. Absolutely love Wolverine. I think he's a great character, and I have done his biography as well in a video, so do check that out as well. If you're enjoying the content here, please do like and share. Leave a comment in the box below. Most important of all though, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow, and I'm trying to build a community of fans that can come here and just talk pop culture and leave everything else, the outside world, behind. That's the intention. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Here are my top 5 or 6 things that you didn't realise about the 1990s animated show X-Men. The animated X-Men TV show ran from 1992 to 1997, and it's proven so popular that the Disney company want to bring it back. Now, there were concerns though, because it wasn't guaranteed that the X-Men was going to be a success. The concerns that the studios had was this was one of the early cartoon shows to be serialised, meaning that you had to watch it in order, and not only that, the end of the previous episode would lead into the current episode. So there were concerns that this format wouldn't work because of the target age of the audience not necessarily remembering what happened previously, or just generally attention span not keeping up with up-to-date events and then following the show coherently. However, I think they were disproven with that, because as I say, it did run for nearly 5 years, and Disney Plus want to bring it back as well. Trying to find the right actor for a particular role can be quite troublesome. However, David Helblum, who voiced the character Magneto, was actually offered the opportunity to reprise the role in the live-action films. Movies and TV shows will quite often use the books or source material as inspiration and generally mix things around. Lord of the Rings, for example, had certain scenes organised slightly differently to what they are in the book in order to keep the flow of the film going. The animated series of X-Men is no different. The Brotherhood of Mutants, the lineup for the Brotherhood of Mutants, is actually taken from the second lineup from the comic books. The difference being, in the comic books, this particular lineup of the Brotherhood of Mutants is actually led by Mystique and not Magneto. Before the show became a success, Fox had its reservations and resisted against the show because they didn't feel that the target audience of under 10-year-olds would understand or really be interested in the love triangle between Jean Grey, Scott Summers and Wolverine. But I think they were proven wrong, don't you? I'd just like to let you know about today's sponsor. That is me. It's not so much of a sponsorship, but it's just more of an awareness program. First of all, thank you so much for engaging with my content, and Sci-Fi Fans, the channel. I really do appreciate everything that you do for this channel, simply by watching or listening to me, leaving a comment in the box below, like and sharing. That's really great. That really helps the algorithm notify other people, because if people engage in the content, it will send out the algorithm to other people, and hopefully we can build an audience. The self-promotion is my book, and it's called Broken Ceasefire. It's available on the Amazon bookstore. I do talk about this in the lives as well, so if you join me on a Friday night live, you'll find out a bit more about my books as well. The book doesn't cost anything if you have the Kindle Unlimited program. It's enrolled in that scheme. I also have 2 books, and that is Xander's Salvation as well. So I've got 2 books on the go. I'm writing a 3rd book, and there is another book on the horizon as well. So there's lots of stories, science fiction stories with engaging characters, coming very soon. Please do check out my Amazon bookstore. Really do appreciate it. Link is in my bio as always. And let's get back to the show, shall we? Thank you for listening. Magneto has a rather tenuous link to Star Trek. And what is that link? The sound effects that they used for his magnetic powers was exactly the same sound effect. In fact, it was probably a reused sound effect of the Klingon warship cloaking from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate your company. If you've enjoyed yourself, and I take it you have because you're still here watching and listening to me ramble on, then why not consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that like button. If you're enjoying the content here on YouTube, then why not check out my podcast, which is Sci-Fi Fans the Podcast. Just simply Google that and you should find me. Or alternatively, if you prefer a little bit more shorter form format, it's a new one, format, then why not check me out on TikTok, Sci-Fi Fans sci.fi1, where I produce daily videos on there as well. Thanks again for your time. I look forward to you joining me in the next video, and yeah, I'll see you then.